very different place. But has any of you got an idea why it's called left bank?
The river run that way.
That's
and
it.
then it's on the left
That's
side
it.
of
So the River Seine, if you follow the stream, it goes from east to west. And so if you follow the stream, on your left you have the south, the left bank is the south, and on the right you have the north. So the right bank is the north. Never say north or south to a taxi driver, for example. He will never understand. Just say left bank, right bank, much easier. Because you must know that there has always been a rivalry between the left bank and the right bank. Because back to the Middle Ages, there were not these tens of bridges on the River Seine. There were quite a few of them, and they would often collapse. So the people who wanted to cross the river, they had to pay a special tax each time they were crossing the bridge. And so they were quite likely to actually stay on their bank and never cross the river to go on the other side. So they could see each other, but they never could talk to each other. So the communication wasn't that current in that time. So there was a real rivalry between these two parts. The other reason was that the left bank was it's kind of the old Paris. It was the place of the Romans, where you had the great avenues, the great axes of communication that went to Rome. So it was a very, very powerful place at the time. It was really the center of Paris, still up to the middle of the early Middle Ages. But then, since the 11th century, it has started to change because the right bank area that used to be flooded till the 16th century, they managed to put the water out, and so they started building on the right bank, and at time when time came, it became more and more powerful. You had the fortress of the kings, what was called the Louvre. Now after that it became a palace, and then it became a museum. And so nowadays you still have the Élysée, that is to say the palace of the president. It's still on the right bank. So the left bank isn't that a powerful district. You don't have any financial places, any important places about French politics or economics or business on the left bank, but it's mainly about a historical district. It's a very nice place to see. The competition has changed. It's more the most lovely place in Paris. You have the most picturesque place, have lots of little streets, little old things. So it's really the best place to visit, but it's not the most active place economically. So you're visiting it, so it's a good thing you go there.